Quinton, so 14 years ago,
Yes.
we first met and we talked about The Blind Side. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, were you shocked at how well it did? It was such an incredible movie.
It was one of those movies where you don't really think about the success of it because you're riding that train and it's exciting. So it was an unexpected journey that became a classic. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful for it, you know.
What's life been like since then?
Roller coaster, ups, downs, but it's cool. It's like it's a lot of live and learn moments, you know, head bumps and stuff, but that's where the growth is at. So it's pretty cool.
Had a lot of experiences.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So of course, this new development of the Tuohys and Michael Oher. You know, were you shocked to hear that this was kind of happening?
Absolutely, because much like everyone else on the outside looking in, I assumed that they were a big, happy family, and you know, you never want to peek behind the veil some of the times and stuff. So when you do get a look at the other side, you're like disappointed and such. But I don't really know what to make of it. It's early. There's a lot of things that still haven't come to light. The most I do is just pray that everyone comes out unscathed and can be made whole, or however it can turn out, you know, for the best. I have a lot of respect for the family and for Michael, you know, having been through the process of doing the movie and stuff. So I don't have a dog in this fight, as they say, you know.
Sure. So whenever you were filming, one of the things that Michael Oher came out and said, like, he didn't like how he was being portrayed. Does that kind of hurt you a little bit to hear that?
No, I think at first I took it as a shot to my performance, but then I thought about it from his perspective. It was about the story, how it was being told. You know, he was a natural-born athlete. The movie portrayed it like he needed to learn how to play the game of football when that wasn't the case. And then there was a couple of other things I know that him and the family talked about, but that's Hollywood, you know. Sometimes certain, you know, liberties are taken from a creative perspective, and I think for the most part it became the highest grossing sports film of all time for quite a bit of time. So I don't know, I'm just grateful for the journey, but most importantly, it's like over the years I've been approached by so many people who told me how the movie changed their life in such a great and positive way. You know, I met a lot of kids that were adopted after seeing that movie. I met a lot of kids that played football, went on to college when they were thinking of dropping out of school, but after seeing that movie, finished school and went to college. And you know, some NFL players have told me that I went to college to play football after seeing The Blind Side, and now I'm in the league. I'm like, it's an honor. It makes me feel old, but
it makes you feel good.
But it feels good, yeah, at the same time.
Was Michael Oher a part of the process of the movie being made? I mean, when he talks about how he didn't like to be played, it's not like he could have said, "Wait, don't play me like that" or anything, right?
No, he was at the time he was trying to get into the league, so he was more focused with combine and all of that. Mm-hmm. The family came around a lot while we were doing what we were doing, but he wasn't visual as much. I didn't meet him until 10 years ago, actually. We met for the first time at an autograph signing in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. What did he say? Was he grateful for your role? Or?
Yeah, at the time he said he was cool. Sorry, throat is dry. He was cool. I think he said everywhere he go, people was calling him me. But I said I had the opposite reaction everywhere I went. People was calling me Big Mike. They thought I was him. I'm like, no, I just did the movie. I remember one year I'm in Vegas, and this was during the Super Bowl, and he was in the game. People were coming up to me, Big Mike, shouldn't you be in the game right now? I'm like, he's literally on TV, like right now. Like, look, you know, but it's how it goes.
Recently, too, some people have been calling for Sandra Bullock to be removed of her Oscar. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think sometimes people just want something to say. They want to be in, I don't know, have an opinion or something. But we're in a day and age where stuff like cancel culture was created, and my thing is, she did a job. She got awarded for her job. She had nothing to do with what's being said today, the allegations. That's why her name wasn't brought up in the lawsuit. So to come for her Oscar doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure her team will probably respond if they see fit to, but for the most part, I just think people should just leave what's not their business alone and just tend to their own. So,
what do you think's going to come out of all this?
Hopefully, I don't know. I just pray for the best for both sides of the family. Hopefully, they could come to some kind of resolve and be made whole from this whole thing. I don't like to see fighting, especially with people that I respect, and it's never a good thing. Like, but at the end of the day, it's been said. You know, stuff has been said. So actions are going to be taken. But at the most part, I think for the bigger picture, I hope this doesn't tarnish the legacy that the film has provided, and for so many people. You know, it was a big uplifting movement to so many people. Now to find out years later that certain story parts were not real, in a sense to where I just hope it doesn't mess up the image of the film and what it meant to so many people over the years, you know.
Do you think it's ironic that the timing of Michael coming out during his book tour, a lot of people are saying it's questionable because now he's in his book tour and now this is all coming out?
I'm not sure. I actually didn't know he was in the middle of a book tour. This is probably like his second or third book, because I know he released a book years ago. But I don't. It could have some part to do with it, especially if the information that is coming out now is written about in the book. That could have something to do with it, but I'm not really sure. I think at the end of the day, sometimes when you have information, your team tells you when or when not to say something, but the details of the information is what matters more. I just feel like, I honestly feel like both parties should handle it in-house, quiet, like not in the public eye, because that's what makes the fight bigger. A lot of instigators from the outside chiming in and making a bad situation worse.
And so what is Quinton Aaron up to now?
Quinton Aaron's up to music.
Yeah?
Yeah, I recently released a new single, my debut single actually. It's called Lead With Love. That's how I'm trying to do things nowadays. I'm trying to lead my life with love. You know, I'm big enough to be a grizzly bear, but I'd rather be America's teddy bear. So I'm like, you know, I want to create a movement of positivity, love, and just get people on a better, you know, foot. You know, get out the bed on a good note. Get on the good side, and instead on the good foot, James Brown would say. You know, get on the good foot. I'm just all about, you know, finding and protecting my peace nowadays. You know, I just turned 39, so I'm trying to be wiser. I'm trying to lead with love, you know, and that's what the song's about.
When you look back at your life and how it started, and then the movie, and now where you are now, are you surprised at, are you kind of still in shock about all that you have already done in your life? And you're only 39, really.
Yeah, I like how you said that. That's cool.
So am I, so I got you.
You know, exactly. I think definitely the fact that God's kept me the way He's done over the years and continuously opened doors for me to walk through, I am blessed for it and grateful, and I'm just always looking forward to what's to come, you know.